Do you ever wish your day wasn't dictated by your health? Are you tired of being tired all the time, or is pain holding you back from enjoying your time with your family? Would you like to manage your symptoms holistically, but you just don't know where to begin? I am so excited you're here. This podcast will help you understand how natural remedies work so you can relieve your symptoms and live a fuller life. My name is Penny. I'm an occupational therapist, past pharmaceutical rep, mom, and wife with a strong faith, and for 25 years I battled through debilitating Crohn's disease. I took all the medicine and did all the surgeries that stole so much of my time with my family but never truly healed me. I finally realized if I was going to survive this disease, I needed to open my stubborn eyes to alternative solutions. I researched how perfectly our bodies work with plants and a lifestyle that made my health less of a burden to my family and aligned so beautifully with my faith and my medical training. If you're ready to reclaim your life with holistic options that are easy to implement as a busy mom and provide relief that lasts, this is the podcast for you. Hello, and Happy New Year to each one of you. I am Penny Sampler, your host for the Becoming Natural podcast. I owe everyone a huge apology for taking an unannounced extended break over Christmas. I still received the kindest messages and appreciate every single one of them. Thank you so much to anyone and everyone that has listened to my podcast and that is a fan and that is sharing it with their friends. It humbles me so much as I am receiving podcast messages saying that they have shared their link with a friend or that they've discovered me and how much they're enjoying the podcast. So it really makes what I do worth it and a lot of fun for me. I love doing this podcast so much more than I ever thought that I would because I love, of course, helping people, but I love doing the research and deep diving, and I am learning as much as I am sharing as I go. I find new rabbit holes to go down. So it's been a real thrill for me. I've been working really hard, though, behind the scenes, actually, even though I haven't been podcasting weekly. So there's a few housekeeping items for you. Number one, yes, I owe you a few podcasts, and my hope is to be posting several days in a row this week to make up for my absence. I would call them bonus episodes, but that feels a little bit wrong when they're actually makeup episodes, but I hope you enjoy them. As always, if you do enjoy them, leaving a positive review is the best way to support me. In the past month, Becoming Natural has risen to the top 2.5% of podcasts globally. Holy Hannah, thank you so much again. Thank you for listening to me ramble on. Those reviews and your sharing with your friends, that's the only way that I can be at that position. So thank you. Number two, I am working on building an email list that excites me beyond any email list I could have ever had. If you want to be added to the Becoming Natural email, please find the link in the show notes. I have really, really big plans. January 30th. Be you local or not, we are having a Becoming Natural launch party from 5 to 7 p.m. at Radiant Wellness on Johnson Drive in Mission, Kansas. We will have raffles, giveaways, and hopefully a couple sponsors. We will be celebrating the real launch of this podcast, which soft launched in September while I worked out the kinks, and my new website will be launching on the 30th. I'm so excited. Stemming from that website will be the email plan that we'll keep you informed of new podcasts, but I also plan to provide many more freebies and ideas and lists of shopping lists for things that you can go purchase or buy online for all the products that I love and discover and use myself. So you can see I have big plans for Becoming Natural. This is just the beginning. So keep in touch, share with your friends, and let's see where this testimony, this life's purpose that I have been gifted, one that I prayed for so many years, takes us. I cannot wait. It's always a season at Christmas that I reflect and think about how grateful I am to be where I am. It is really, really hard for me to imagine that it has been 9 years since I was septic and in the hospital, and we weren't sure of what my outcome was going to be or what my future was, and if I could ever really, truly live a normal life again. And I always write a Christmas card to my surgeon that saved my life. He's a different surgeon than the one who caused the problems. And I send him a picture of me and my family and tell him all the things that we did during the year that we're able to do and celebrate because of him, and how grateful we are for him and for the Lord guiding his hands in my healing. It's just such a time for me to look back and remind myself that I have come a long way. I have a story that I need to share, and I am eternally grateful for being healed, and not only being healed, being able to live a pretty darn normal life. So today that we are diving into an interesting take on the health and wellness industry. This is episode 14, the surprising reality behind what actually captivated the wellness industry. The wellness industry is actually unwell. Does that surprise you? Like every other industry, they twist language, they attempt to lure us as consumers, they use marketing, but what's the truth and what is persuasion? What's just really good marketing? I was listening to a podcast recently by a doctor who was slamming the health and wellness industry, and she wasn't completely wrong. She wasn't completely right, but she wasn't completely wrong at all. We have these bougie gems that make promises with perfect size zero models, $1,000 face and body procedures that yield little to no results, all in the name of beauty or health. It's likely none of those products are in any way, shape, or form healthy for your body. The wellness industry makes millions and millions of dollars off of oftentimes unproven promises of beauty or the perfect body or age-defying remedies. Supplements are the new fashion trend, and many unsuspecting consumers believe everything they read, and it's not their fault. They don't know what to look for, but they believe what they read when spoken like as a healthy option or from a health food store. People buy 15,000 supplements and take 25 items a day. They don't know what they're doing or what interacts with what. You cannot trust everything. I hear examples on ads, podcasts, and even from my kids. If you take turmeric, it helps with your joints. If you take collagen, it makes your face plump. If you take this pre-workout, it makes you amp up to exercise. If your turmeric was harvested with loads of pesticides, it's probably worse to not take it than to take it at all. If your collagen doesn't have a carrier oil, the collagen molecule itself is actually too large to be absorbed, and you're likely excreting most of that expensive collagen that you bought, that some famous celebrity is advertising. And if your pre-workout is titled something like Dynamite Firecracker Triple Watermelon Flavor, that seems like what my son is always asking for, it's a safe bet that none of that is actually healthy. In fact, it's probably mostly harmful. I had a friend that went to the supplement store every time she had a toe that hurt. She was on so many supplements, yet she was chronically ill. And she finally had a doctor who said she needed to get off all of her supplements because he believed they were making her sick. Do you know she went cold turkey and she never felt better? Who knows if it was quality or bad interactions? She was getting advice from the teenager at the supplement counter that knew little about supplement interactions at all. We have to be smart consumers. We have to advocate for ourselves. Many times there are people behind that counter that know what they're talking about, but I would go in with the attitude that perhaps they don't. Advocate for yourself. Marketing is well-funded and powerful in nature. Just because something is sold as healthy or at a supplement store or on the supplement aisle at the grocery store, that does not mean it is good for you. Those darn Flintstones vitamins, man, that we took every day, pretty sure they were just like a sugar cube. Many years ago, before I cared much about taking care of my body because I was, of course, invincible, I heard a funny story. I can't cite it, but if I actually Googled it, the subject's there, and there's multiple accounts of similar situations. But do you know who knows best if vitamins are working? Waste management, specifically porta potty waste management. I know it sounds gross, but they pick up the porta potties for cleaning, and still, after rinsing them down, completely undissolved with company name still clearly imprinted on the pill, were loads of vitamins in the filter, completely undigested. Person after person who actually quite bravely used a porta potty took their daily vitamin expecting it to do something for them. Had they done their own investigation actually into their own poop, they would have discovered a completely undissolved, useless, who knows what that traveled through their bowels, and they paid for it. Gross, yes. Truth, yes. You must know where your supplements come from, if the ingredients are good, and by all means, if there is a flavor like Candy Apple Blast, it's probably not leaning towards the healthy side. Because we're part of a world that markets the heck out of everything, supplements are all the rage now. Of course, money grabbers are out to get us. Getting healthy, being natural, getting rid of bad ingredients. It is overwhelming at times, but please know my heart's desire is to show up here and help educate with the basics of how to choose the right products. Marketers are paid to market, and they are really, really good at their trade. Really good. They have college degrees in marketing. They have bright-colored products or products that are packaged minimally like they are super sciencey, great websites and celebrity sponsors. They know the art of what colors attract a consumer or what font looks great on packaging. We have social media influencers who sold booty-shaping leggings yesterday, claiming to be an expert in collagen today. Celebrities that have makeup, CBD, or supplement companies that sell millions of dollars of products because society trusts their face from a movie that they were in and a character that they played. Need I remind you, they are actors. They are good at selling assurance. Meanwhile, their products are delivered straight from China with no regulations in place. They use terms like organic, natural, all natural, wellness that are just that. They're just words. They mean nothing, and they are not held accountable for the marketing terms that they use. There are certain certifications that mean the product has upheld certain qualifications like USDA organic, but not just organic. You have to look for that USDA organic certified. GMP, that means good manufacturing processes. Heck, even gluten-free products aren't necessarily good for you. They may be gluten-free, but when they removed the gluten that holds the product together, they had to add something back in to the product to do the work of the gluten. It's a binder, and it usually isn't good. Same for fat-free, sugar-free, gluten-free, all the same. The safest bet is to eat what God made with good oversight on hormones, antibiotics, and many potentially harmful ingredients. And I just want to tap into the hormone and antibiotic craze while we're talking about what we're advertised. But RBGH, you see that a lot on packages now. It's a lab-made genetically engineered hormone used to increase milk production in cows. The United States does not require companies to label this on the use of their products, although it was banned in the European Union in 1990. The use of RBST in dairy cows has been shown to increase concentrations of IGF-1, a protein that is naturally found in milk. Higher blood levels of IGF-1 have been linked to increased risk for premenopausal breast cancer. So there are risks associated with taking additional hormones, and that is just but one. Fat-free. As we've discussed before, this came about in the 60s when they increased the use of high fructose corn syrup with extra corn being grown that was subsidized by the government. Companies were able to make the corn syrup cheaper. They removed fat, which actually provides the good flavor, and inserted high fructose corn syrup, and they marketed it as fat-free. Some correlate that to now the obesity and diabetic epidemic. Sugar-free was actually designed for diabetics. Do you see the connection here? Fake sugars in place of pure sugar that are simply chemicals. Chemicals that wander around in your body and don't know how to break down, and in the end actually make you fatter. It is far better to eat pure sugar than fake sugar. Antibiotic-free? Yes, antibiotics are good for a purpose of keeping animals healthy, but we are what we eat. Whatever goes into that animal goes into us. We have increasing incidence of antibiotic resistance diseases that can stem from overuse not only in the hospital, not only can you say, oh, I don't really take antibiotics, but everything we put in our mouth and in our body, as well as using agriculture and meats and animals that have been injected with antibiotics. That affects your body as well. We are naturally being pushed into wellness as many are feeling betrayed, forgotten, or unhelped by our current medical model. Our current medical model supports acute injury, Absolutely, I'm going to the hospital if I'm in a car accident. I want to have my bone set. I want to have internal bleeding stopped or stitches put into my forehead. I want that. But as for those of us with long-term chronic autoimmune diseases, we're being forgotten and left behind. Our medical model does not support long-term chronic illness. Many doctors take the defense that wellness products do not pass snuff if they do not have a scientific double-blind placebo study. While that certainly provides some great clinical support, I am also not naive enough to believe that all studies by pharmaceutical companies studying their very own drug are not tampered with, or at the very least influenced by big money to turn out a specific way that makes them look good. Wink, wink. It's happened. It's been proven. So who and what do you trust if you can't trust the people put in charge of protecting our health? It's really, really hard. You have to ask questions, survey the multiple sources of information, apply your knowledge as you go, and do not be afraid to listen to testimonies. The stubborn, sick girl that I was didn't believe anything would work until I tried it. That is the single reason I am a believer in holistic wellness, because out of desperation, I dove in to trying holistic treatment. I am not here because I read a study. I am here because holistic options worked for me. Have you ever noticed how women over men are targeted in the wellness space through scare tactics? Fear works. If you can scare someone over an ingredient or a product, they will immediately buy the safe and effective product being advertised. We will always remember the negative ads more than the positive. And we women, we talk. We share what we used, what we like, or what the latest dangerous fad is with our friends. Oh, did you hear that ingredient's now causing cancer? Or did you hear that ingredient does this? We also share the positives. We talk. There is no quick fix. Not even with medication is there a quick fix. Holistic medicine means we look at the whole body. As Americans, we work more hours, take less vacation, live on a 2-income household while trying to raise a family, packing more to do in 24 hours than any other country. And I am not excluding myself. We don't rest. We don't Sabbath. We feel guilty for relaxing or taking a nap. We are constantly stressed out. Of course we're sick. We're falling apart. We weren't created to live like this. We can contribute a great deal to our wellness if we simply take control of our own schedules. We learn to say no, prioritize family, our bodies, our faith. I am here to tell you I have been diligently working on this for 3 solid years. That also doesn't come overnight. But what great progress I have made, and how amazing it feels to just say no. Fight the pressure of the perfect mom to say yes to everything and juggle all the balls. Let it go and only do what really matters to you. Gyms, yoga groups, fitness classes, they all promote this amazing community, which we completely eat up because while we have friends, we never get to see them. They fill a gap that we're missing by having a common community, going to yoga, going to the gym, going to our fitness class. We have those class friends. But gone are the days of the women's clubs for the housewives at home to get together for coffee and parties and who knows what they did, because volunteerism has dropped drastically as well because we are 2-income houses. Women are working more with less time to volunteer and give back to the community, which also fills your soul. I am not saying working is bad or even wrong. We are just so dang exhausted at the end of the day, and we are burning the candle at both ends to love our family well and be successful at work. I reached a place where I felt like I was not good at any of my roles. I felt I was failing as a mom and a wife, struggling to see the friends that I really cared to see. I rushed through my workout just to get to my next commitment. The only place I felt like I was making a difference was surprisingly at work, where I could help people. We are built for community. We are built for relationship. Nurturing that community and those friendships of those who truly are your ride or die is life-giving to your health. After time with those friends, your heart is happy and your soul feels it and it reflects it. Your body reacts to that feeling of goodness. Wellness marketing will make us believe we are not a good parent if we don't make our kids perfect organic lunches or have them in 3 sports and four play dates a week per child, if we don't hit the gym by 5 a.m. and be a huge success at work. Failure is a fear tactic in marketing to make us buy certain foods or products because no one wants to be the bad parent. We are making ourselves unwell. We have to go to the root of our issue if we are to be well. The entire wellness industry isn't bad. It isn't about getting your money by selling you something it's not. We just have to be smart consumers. In the same way, we have to advocate for our health with our physicians or spend wisely when we're shopping. Don't buy the jeans made of CBD or the serum that reverses crow's feet overnight. Obviously, things don't work, and there are obviously people that will buy them. Wellness doesn't always follow scientific evidence. No, it doesn't to that doctor. But the trustworthy wellness has thousands of years of history behind it. They may not have had the scientific method 1,000 years ago, but they were smart enough to know when something worked or didn't work. Just because the pharmaceutical industry hasn't indoctrinated the use of castor oil or apple cider vinegar yet, doesn't mean it doesn't work. When I let go of being put inside the box called the medical model, I found more healing, answers, and pleasant surprises in practical and effective solutions that were remarkably inexpensive. And surprised doesn't begin to cover what I uncovered. What I had to unlearn to understand that wellness is our natural state. It is from God. He gave us a garden and He told us we had everything we needed. We have to work at being well, but we can control many factors that keep us well. I had no less than 20 people over the years sharing the ultimate treatment for Crohn's disease. They read it in a magazine or paper, and bless their hearts, they wanted me to be healed. They cared for me. If I just drank the juice, took the pill, or stood on my head 10 minutes a day. Funny, because in all truth, each of the suggestions I mentioned above have since been proven to be a scam. Find the history. Dig for truth. If it sounds crazy, it probably is. I recommend you add one item at a time. I am big on this. I know that you can't add 5 things to your health routine on a daily basis and be successful or keep doing them. I say this about flossing my teeth. When I wanted to be better at flossing my teeth, I made a commitment. I'm going to floss my teeth every day. And now I floss my teeth every day, and I can't go a day without flossing my teeth. So now it's time to add a new good habit. So add a habit, get it to be part of your routine, and then add another one. See what I'm saying? One at a time. Make it simple. Make it achievable, because then you just get discouraged and quit. So even when I talk to people about using botanical wellness, I want my customers to be successful. I'm not here to sell you 10 new things to make money. I'm here to plant the seed of unlearning, opening your eyes to historical remedies and critical thinking. Marketing, just because it's on a shelf or sitting in a wellness store, means it's good. Nope, that's not true. There's a boom of the wellness industry. It's seductive marketing, and while we're all falling victim to it, there are good pharmaceuticals. We just jump to chemicals too quickly. First, try to heal alone. Then you can try natural remedies, and then bring on the big guns. But can you believe that actually healing alone, that's what our body was created to do? We don't get a scratch or a cut and say, heal, skin, heal, heal, skin, heal. Our body naturally does it. It's going to do it for us. So if we're not in an incredible amount of pain or discomfort, try to heal alone. Then we can try our natural remedies. And then if the natural remedies don't work, maybe that's when you go for the big guns. Our system is set up for acute injury and sickness, just like I said earlier, but certainly not for the long-term treatment of chronic, long-term autoimmune diseases. But what about wellness doctors? They claim to have the perfect supplement store, and wellness doctors, too, are making money hand over foot on products that aren't always effective. You have to be a good consumer. I'm not saying all wellness doctors are bad. I have a wonderful one. But some, quote, wellness doctors are out there because they're making a buttload of money on you. You need to be an educated consumer for food products and supplements and pharmaceuticals. Advocate for yourself for what you put on, in, and around your body at all times. And always, always, always read the ingredient list. Inflammation is the root of all illness. We've always talked about this. If we can manage inflammation, we can manage the onset or prevention of illness. Inflammation can be prevented by diet. It can be prevented by decreasing the stress in our lives, by using anti-inflammatory over-the-counter products if you choose, or anti-inflammatory products like castor oil or, guess what, CBD, just to name 2 natural remedies. Cannabis was so integral in removing inflammation that it was in our pharmacopoeia until the 40s. This is the encyclopedia which doctors prescribe from. When it was removed, even the AMA, the American Medical Association, fought it because they knew that it worked. Since the 40s, the powers that be, or the powers that benefit from squelching its benefits, have marketed it in a way to make it seem nefarious, unuseful, and even illegal. They did this despite years of proof, of studies, of testimonies that it was beneficial to our health. And today, there are hundreds and hundreds of studies that prove it. Ironically, medical schools don't teach about the endocannabinoid system, which is where the CBD works. They don't take any nutrition classes to promote food as medicine. My GI doctor at Mayo Clinic told me that changing my diet and eliminating inflammatory foods was absolute hogwash, despite my reporting how much it helped my symptoms. Doctors have a lack of nutritive education because they are not teaching about it in medical schools. Medical schools are teaching about pharmaceuticals because they are run by pharmaceutical companies. They are funded by pharmaceutical companies. They lack information about alternative treatments simply because they're not being educated about it. Doctors are so busy. Have you noticed? How do they have time to do all the research while treating 30 patients a day, documenting and trying to also be home with their families? They are being run ragged themselves in their own industry. The current status of the wellness industry is unfortunate because it takes away from the effectiveness of the products that do work because of all the cheap products out there that give the industry a bad name. Quick fixes, creams, overnight miracles that never produce. I find myself repeating what it means to be clean and what it means to be USDA certified and certain things you look for in a safe product over and again. If it's an oil of any kind that will go into your body, it should never be in plastic and in an amber glass bottle, amber glass to protect from the light. Plastic you don't want because the plastic will actually leach into the oil and then you're ingesting plastic. Products should be harvested and bottled in the United States. USDA certified organic stamp, not just saying that it was grown or made organically. If there's a certificate of authenticity, absolutely. No fake sugars, vegetable glycerin, organic flavoring. There are several easy ways you can determine if health products are quality or at least steer you in the proper direction. Use the resources we mentioned in the last episode that I talked about using the apps Think Dirty, EWG, Yuka. We are unwell. The wellness industry is unwell. We have to be smart thinkers. We have to be educated with what you put on, in, and around your body. It is a tough world. It is overwhelming at times, but we have to advocate for ourselves or we're simply harming ourselves. The wellness industry may be overhyped, but wellness itself is the key to life. One of the most significant additions to my daily routine was a clean, safe, USDA organic, high-quality CBD oil. Please know, not all CBD is the same. This family-owned company in North Carolina changed my life, allowing me to get off opiates and live life without pain from surgeries, creaky joints after workouts, or gardening. It's a mind-blowing natural step to decrease discomfort, improve mood, help with sleep, prevent or slow future age-related annoyances, and many other benefits. You can check out my website at pennysampler.com, which includes $10 off your first order. To be clear, having Crohn's, I've never smoked, I don't drink alcohol, or ever been high. This is a reputable option that I'm incredibly passionate about sharing. If you would like personal assistance with selecting the products, please fill out the simple health assessment quiz in the show notes, and I will be in touch with you as soon as possible. If you enjoyed today's episode, would you take 30 seconds to leave a review and share it with a friend? It helps me help someone else, and reviews are the best way to do that. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll meet you back here for another episode next week.